Spokane. I believe he's brothers to Stewart, who is a limited phenom, and usually comes out here for the draft opens on the second day. So John is playing a fairly standard-looking Jund deck. He's playing 4 Bonfire of the Damned and 2 Rakdos Return in the main deck, but he's got a lot of the sort of traditional removal suite, and he's got the 4 Huntmaster Ethels, 4 Thragtusk to just like mid-range lock up the ground.
4 Bonfires is a lot for John. That's a higher number than normal.
That's a bit unusual. He also is running a Singleton Garrick Relentless in his main deck.
All right, so John, remember, the base game, Shirhia starts out very far ahead, and John just has to stay alive.
Yeah.
So
Shirhia has the best opening for her deck in a turn 1 champion of the parish.
The question is, then you have to be ready, okay, how bad is this going to be,
Yeah.
A turn 2 play, and he's got a Farseek. Oh no, Dreadbore.
Dreadbore.
And that's absolutely correct.
Yeah. And he's got a Liliana to follow it up with, and it looks like he's got the right mana to cast it. So John potentially is going to be able to stabilize well.
Another champ
Follow up with the champion. We got a Searing Spear, and we've got a Mayor of Averbrook, and I think
this is
a Flint Hoof.
This is a great hand for Jund. It's removal spell into removal spell into Thragtusk, which is exactly what it wants.
Yeah. So I think we're going to get 2 creatures
Lightning
out
Mauler
of here.
Pair. Hit Liliana for 1, hit him for 2, then next turn Flint Hoof 4 haste.
That seems like a reasonable line.
So she either can Flint Hoof 4, So Boros Elite. And a Lightning Mauler Pair.
Get rid of that Liliana, do 2 to you.
Yeah, so John drops to 16, Liliana hits the bin.
Yeah. But now, we're at turn 4 and John's at 16.
He
pretty
kept
good.
3 lander, and he has drawn his remaining 2 lands to hit that. So he just has a Thragtusk. He has a Rakdos Return and 2 lands and a Thragtusk. Yeah. The Rakdos Return, fairly irrelevant here.
I think one of those lands is actually a Farseek.
No, he has a Farseek, and so he's gonna Rakdos Return for 2 this turn. That seems completely correct.
Okay.
He's not gonna get another chance to do it. Her hand's gonna be gone if he waits any longer. So he's gonna get. Look at this. He gets a Searing Spear and a Flint Hoof Boar. And the last card, I'm surprised that she kept the Flint Hoof Boar as opposed to keeping the Mayor of Averbrook.
So the Mayor adds 2 power immediately, which is
less. It was because it's 5 power from the Flint Hoof Boar because it adds 2 more for Boros Elite.
Oh, that's very true.
And it's all right. So John's gonna shock. So John took 5. That turns 11. Shocks down to 9, up to 14 for Thragtusk. And now things actually aren't even that bad. Almost all her cards are 3s. If she can play Lightning Maul, there's gonna be more trading than she'd like to see here. Is the thing. At some point, Shirhia's gonna have to make the transition where she's gonna have to get that Mayor flipped. All right, so swing here.
Does it make any sense that turn to just pass the turn,
It
let the Mayor flip?
absolutely makes sense, and I actually think that's the play.
Okay.
Because this doesn't seem like a winning line. I understand that Boros Elite, this does push 6 damage. It puts John to 8, but I'm a little skeptical. This is fine. It works out well because John's hand is just Farseeks right now.
Yep.
But John's like 1 business spell away from being, there you
so
go.
we draw the Huntmaster
And now,
Fells, which is going to stabilize,
well,
put him up to 10, give you an additional blocker.
Yeah.
And those blockers are going to be good against the Lightning Maulers because there's only 3 2s.
Right, and now even when the Mayor flips, so will the Huntmaster.
Right.
I think he's successfully navigated this Naya Blitz matchup. All right, and a swing with 3 again. So he can block both. Yep, blocks both Lightning Maulers, takes 4, goes to 6.
And now,
remember, if he just passes the turn, he gets to kill Mayor of Averbrook because of how the triggers stack, and that's what he'll do.
Yep. So when John passes the turn to Shirhia, what's going to happen is we're going to put the Mayor of Averbrook trigger on the stack first, then we're going to put the Huntmaster trigger on the stack over it, the Huntmaster trigger is going to resolve first. Then we're going to get the trigger to deal 2 damage. It's going to kill the mayor, and then the mayor's
It doesn't seem to matter. John drawing all the answers here. Drew a running copy of Huntmaster this turn as well. You know, pretty fortunate.
Yeah. So at this point in time, John is good as long as Shirhia doesn't draw
2
Searing Spears.
Well, but
right?
he has a Huntmaster. She needs to draw running Searing.
3 running Searing Spears, and 1 is already in her graveyard.
Yeah, I mean, I think he had the complete formula for what you needed to do in this matchup.
Yep. So we're going to see him attack with the Huntmaster, then play another Huntmaster, and play a Farseek, so they flips the Ravager of the Fells back to gain 2 life, get another blocker.
Yeah.
And suddenly he's at 10 life, and almost certainly out of control, out of Shirhia's reach.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing about the Nihilist deck is it has no comeback potential.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, unlike some of the decks we saw with like Cedric and his Dark Skies deck, as he's calling it now, there aren't like the Thundermaw Hellkites, there aren't the Falconwrath Aristocrats.
There's no way to there's no way to come back. You know, she's just going to draw more Champion of the Parish. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Legion. You know, you look on her deck list and you realize that there is not a single good top deck.
Yep. Her sort of like end game to deal with these sorts of situations revolves entirely around.
And he has the Kessig Wolf Run too. He opted not to Wolf Run there. He's just gonna kill her with the flips. Sure. All right. So game 1, John survives it. I think the play versus the draw, pretty big difference there. Shirhia had a very good hand actually. And I think played it correctly as well. There was the one turn where I think I would have flipped the mayor, but in retrospect, I don't think that particularly matters.
No, and that's
John
not
played
like one
kill
play
spell
is
into
clearly better than the
2
other.
kill spells mind rot into 3 life gain creatures, which are all 2-for-1s. It's very hard for her to answer.
So let's take a look at the sideboards for these players. John, I imagine, is going to go ahead and, well, he's definitely going to take out the Rakdos Returns and load up on some more removal. And he potentially is going to take out the Garruk Primal Hunter, which I think is just too slow and doesn't have enough impact.
That card does nothing.
So we're going to be bringing in 3 Pillar of Flames. He doesn't really have that much. Oh, sorry, he also has a Mizium Mortar. So that's 4 cards that we're going to bring in here.
Yep.
So we'll take out the 2 Rakdos Returns, we'll take out the 2 Garruk Primal Hunters, and we'll call it a day there.
So I mean, he gets a lot better after sideboarding.
Yeah. He takes
him
out
stealing game 1 is huge in this situation.
Yeah.
And Shirhia, I don't think has a sideboard for the matchup. Her cards are Rest in Peace, Grafdigger's Cage, Electricity, Boros Charm, Oblivion Ring. Boros Charm is the only reasonable one to side in here, and I mean, maybe it's better than Searing Spear. I think it is.
Yeah, and you're not getting a whole lot of value out of killing creatures, and the potential to blank a Bonfire of the Damned is pretty good. The one card I think I definitely would want to bring in though is Thalia, especially on the play. Like I think it's important to be able to slow down John and prevent the sort of thing that we saw in game 1 of, 2-drop kill spell, 3-drop kill spell. And that game probably goes differently if she's on the play, and it definitely goes differently if she's on the play and she's able to slow him down by a turn. So Shirhia has completed sideboarding and is shuffling up for the game. John looks like he's figured out his sideboarding. Oh, he's already presented. We are cutting, and we're going to see our 7-card hands. Let's see what we're going to keep or not. Alright, so I see a Huntmaster in John's hand. That's a good start. I think there is an Arbor Elf, maybe? And
that's excellent.
Some sort of red spell that's almost certainly a kill spell.
It's more, some sort of kill spell.
And a few lands. So it's probably a reasonable hand to keep. And I think Shirhia is keeping as well. Yeah, so they're both keeping.
No turn 1 play. That's no good.
Yeah, so the Boros Charms are in.
And does she not have a second land? I did not see a second land there.
No.
John willing to shock just to get the Arbor.
I thought I saw a Champion in her hand, so maybe she has a land that comes in and play tapped. No.
No, that's
Okay,
I don't think
not a good keep.
I don't think you can keep that.
Yeah.
But the deck is so the problem with the Nihilist deck is you just lost the game on that turn.
Yeah. No, you have to do things on the first 3 turns. Otherwise, but like the first 3 turns are the game for you.
Right.
With this deck.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at this point.
And so John gets to go ahead and play a Liliana, which actually is not very exciting right now. I kind of want to just save her.
I don't
for
even know if I want both players to discard. I like playing Liliana and doing nothing with it. I almost feel.
Yeah. There's something to be said for storing up 2 kills.
Because now she's going to kill it.
But yeah.
She's going at John.
Huh. That is aggressive.
I don't care for that play at all. Just because you still have to. The Planeswalker is a thing. John, right on time, draws his red source, and that. Now, stacking Lightning Mauler instead of stacking Burning Tree Emissary is also confusing.
Yeah.
Because Lightning Mauler can repair with the next card.
And she does have another Lightning Mauler in her hand.
Sure. I mean, it doesn't really matter. He hit the red and the land, and at this point, that closes this out. And then another land for another Edict, and then a Thrag Tusk, and he's put the game out of reach.
So Shirhia here, I think we're looking at like a Lightning Mauler and pass, maybe? Doesn't look like she's really going to be able to cast most of the other spells. She has a champion, she's got a Boros Charm, and it looks like another red-white spell, another multicolored spell in her hand. It might be some Gorklan Rampagers.
Yeah, there is a Gorklan Rampager.
So there's a Lightning Mauler.
Boros Charm, Gorklan Rampager.
And we're going to trade a Wolf for a Lightning Mauler.
And it looks like they're both going at John again, not at the Liliana.
Yeah.
So the Burning Tree Emissary, I think, is going to get Edicted away now as well.
And you see that John, has the heads-up play of, I'm going to get rid of the thing that gives haste, not the 2/2.
Right.
So John doesn't draw the 4th land to be able to cast Thragtusk here. He draws Farseek instead. So
there was an argument for actually trading with the Burning Tree Emissary, because then you could bonfire the 2/1. I don't know how much either of these decisions matter, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't think the outcome is particularly in doubt right now.
So at this point, we're casting the Farseek. Oh no, we're not casting the Farseek. Maybe we're going for a Huntmaster flip. Looks like we're going for a Huntmaster flip. And so when you get into games like this where things are very, very highly in your favor, I think it's still important to play tight and think about what your opponent's outs are. And that, while it may not matter for a game like this, it's a really good exercise for making sure you're able to close out the other games that are much closer.
Okay, so if you did that, Shirhia's out is to running Boros Charms, or pretty much.
Yeah, land into running Boros Charms, right?
Yeah, something in Boros Charms and Searing Spears.
And
which now you've cut it off by playing this Thragtusk.
Yeah. And one of your outs, even if you don't do that, is to double flip the Huntmaster, turn it into a Ravager, and then turn it back into the Huntmaster and gain the 2 life and get the Wolf. So we've drawn a Fireman Avenger, it looks like, for Shirhia.
No, she drew the Sun Petal Grove. Fireman Avenger has been there the entire time.
That was the unknown gold card that was in her hand.
I mean, but this is still, I believe, a pretty lethal. I mean, this should be it's a lethal swing. Just mortars it and then hit her.
Yep. So the game should be over in just a moment. John, really had the perfect draws for this matchup in both Game 1 and Game 2, and
I think this Game 2 his draw was beatable. The first one, I'm not sure Game 1 there was a Nihilus has a good draw to beat that. No. But John Toelken quickly dispatches Shirhia Calapp 2-0. He, I believe, now moves to 6-0 in the tournament. So both these players were still undefeated. We will almost certainly bring you our other match. We have 2